Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode. I'm Michael Petro. On the show, Rob Strachan, Jimmy Skinner, Martin Navarro, and myself dive through our weekly watch lists to start the show off, tell you what we're watching, what you think you should be watching. Maybe we learn what we should be watching from each other. Then we're going to kick into Steven Spielberg working with Netflix. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? He threw them some shade last year. Now he's partnered with the devil. On to, can somebody take over for Conan O Brian? Once that giant redhead steps down and retires next year, who could fill the void? Questions, audience interaction, and impressions round out the bottom half of the show. They're embarrassing. They're fun. We hope you laugh as well, too. We really hope you laugh because that was all for nothing. 2 words, Christopher Walken. That's all I'm going to say. Besides that, nothing new. Website's still going to say skinny. There's nothing new to it. We're not going to fatten it up with a bunch of nonsensical shit. Maybe a cast bio will be coming up there, but it is the easiest place to subscribe to the show. That's why I mention it. So the reeldebaters.ca, head there if you want to subscribe and you're new after you're done here. To all of our friends, you've heard this before, so carry on. We know you're skipping. But if you're new and you want to support the show and you're like, hey, these guys made me laugh or I was entertained and you feel that that's worthy of something, you can donate or you can buy stuff. Buying stuff means you go to our prop shop. It's in the notes. Standard podcast fare, hats, hoodies, t-shirts, toques. We also have skateboards, cell phone cases, shoes, tote bags, laundry bags, a bunch of stuff there with all of our logo on it. That's one great way to support the show. The next great way is just throw a buck or two at us by donating, right? Goes back into production costs, makes this thing funner, better, maybe sound better, maybe we learn a thing, maybe we take a course. But either way, your donation gets you attention and you're like a co-executive producer. So when we do good, it benefits everybody, or do good, do well. Maybe I should take a course in grammar. The point is if you feel so inclined, that's how you do so. No pressure, no harm, no foul. It's just the name of the game. Shameless self-promotion. To our top 10, if you're new, we like to do this each week. We like to pay homage to the people who are doing heavy lifting, spreading the word, talking about us, telling everybody who they should listen, subscribing to them, us in their phone, without even them knowing. I'm rambling now. Number 10, Neverville, Manitoba. 9, Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Love to see you guys back after a couple weeks. 7, Washington. 6 is Null. I don't know if that's a place. San Jose, California, coming in at the top 5. Smithers, British Columbia at 4. Concord, North Carolina at 4, actually. Smithers at 5. Winnipeg at 3. Boardman, and then Winnipeg again. I don't know. These new analytics of ours are a little confusing, but there's a ton of Winnipeg love and a ton of Boardman, California love in the top 3. So thank you guys. We love everybody that listens here. It makes our day. We love checking in on this stuff. So know that it doesn't fall by the wayside. We appreciate it. Thank you so very much. These are just the places that obviously have taken a liking to us, and we like you too. So I'll cue the reel. You enjoy the show.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet, 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome, everybody, to the official space section of the chart.
What's the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Sir, you're out of order. Out of order? I show you out of order.
All right, 3, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Michael Petro.
I'm Jiminy Cricket.
Rob.
Jimmy Stewart.
And once again, we have tried to attempt to be the Reel Debaters. Welcome to another production. We'll get this right. It's super funny because Jimmy was just like, we've done this 100 times. How do we not have this down? Like, you'd think.
How do I not know who I am?
Yeah, we know who you are, buddy. We're just waiting for you to catch up.
I blame me.
Yeah, because he's been Jimmy Stewart for a couple weeks now. I think he's having a midlife Jimmy Stewart crisis.
I'm Jiminy Cricket. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
How's it like hanging out in a whale's mouth?
Better than a whale's vagina.
San Diego.
Which is in Spanish. That's
Means a whale's vagina.
whale's vagina. I love how we come around the room on that.
Full circle.
When in Rome, Mike. When in Rome.
In Rome.
When in a whale's vagina.
Can you play some Yaz flute for me? Thank you.
No, that's Wayne's World.
Yogging.
So welcome to another production, as I said, ladies and gentlemen.
Milk was a bad choice.
We've got someone who's going to have indigestion and 15 to 20 minutes. I've got some Pepto upstairs if you... Actually, Shauna went pick...
Why? Because I ate one item from McDonald's I'm going to have indigestion?
I will go to Martin for a second on that. Martin, how much does it take to get indigestion from McDonald's?
$33 worth. And all your drinks have to be milkshakes. They all have to be milkshakes.
I disagree because I've actually eaten more than that and I've been fine.
Wow. What do you get for... How much would you get for $50?
I'm like genetically like attuned to eating shitty food.
I just like that it's the same every time.
Michelle is always amazed. She's like, "How do you eat so much shitty food and feel fine?" I'm like, "I don't know."
I have the same.
I don't know. I'm preparing for the apocalypse.
Yeah.
I was on because that's all that will be left is empty McDonald's full of
Twinkies, other humans, and those humans have been eating garbage. So it's like you're eating garbage.
Okay.
So you need to be prepared.
Again.
Question, Rob. Question. If you eat good food, does your stomach hurt?
No, it's fine too.
Does it reject?
And you must have an iron stomach then. I think you just have an iron stomach.
It's pretty good.
Have you tried eating car parts?
I haven't.
Flying car parts. Whose joke is that?
Yeah.
Start with lug nuts. That's a good way to intro it.
We're not doing Jeff Dunham bits on here anymore.
I don't think Jeff Dunham can do Jeff Dunham bits anymore. Speaking of bits, what a great time to naturally transition into what we're doing here. So Jimmy kissed me. Yeah, around the room. We have no order. So I will call upon Martin. What did you watch this week, buddy?
I think I dropped this on the chat, but I'll talk about it here. I watched Fatherhood with Kevin Hart this week, and I found myself saying something that I thought I'd never say, is Kevin Hart made me feel feelings. It's a pretty good movie. For a different role for Kevin Hart, a more serious role, he actually does a really good job. The story itself is okay, but I think what's the best part about the whole movie is the acting, especially from the supporting cast. I forget who, one of his friends is the guy from Barry, No Hank. Do you ever watch with Barry?
Harrigan. He's Oscar.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's dope. So he plays Oscar and
what the fuck?
He's Victor Zsasz in Gotham.
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
Wow, that's not hard to see.
It's a deep cut.
That's a super deep cut. Well, no, but who is he on? Who is he on Barry again though?
He's No Hank. No Hank.
No Hobo Hank? Is that Hobo?
I just know him as No Hank on Barry. He's like the mob dude.
Yeah. No. Anyways, go on.
No, good movie. Like it's got some really heartfelt moments. It's about, I won't spoil it, but it's just like the plot is basically a guy loses his wife to delivery, and he ends up having to raise his daughter on his own.
Yeah.
Risers in it. Sorry.
Go on, Martin.
Go on.
No, it's a good movie. Check it out. I mean, I'd recommend it. What's the new rating system we're doing, Mike?
Well, hang on.
How many Paul Risers?
Yeah, how many?
Is that James Cameron Aliens Paul?
Aliens 2 Paul Reiser, the good Paul Reiser.
You Paul Reiser, or
It is mad about you, Paul Reiser.
I wanna ask him about his feelings, guys. He's bearing some feelings here.
Was there tears?
I almost cried. I didn't because I am an emotionless robot, but I almost cried.
What's
You cried when you got free cheeseburgers on the McDonald's app.
That's huge though.
Ooh, that's big though. You know me. Come on.
Yeah, I do.
You know how I love my Ronald McDee's.
Michael, I think you asked this online though, but you asked us all what was the last movie that made us cry. What did you say, Martin?
Avengers Endgame. I was right beside Michael when it happened.
I hate you both.
God
damn it.
Do you hate that we cried at such popcorn filth?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
He's going to Godzilla and Kong and burst into tears.
Oh my god. I just wanted them to get along, man. I didn't see why they had to fight. No, whatever.
I'm an animal rights activist, so I would be crying if I saw that on screen.
How dare you do that to that monkey?
He's an ape. He has no tail, motherfucker.
I'm sorry. Hang on here.
Okay.
David.
We just lost all our monkey listeners.
Primates, right?
David Attenborough, please explain.
The great ape does not have a tail, where the monkey does have a tail.
That's it.
That's it. Does that even get half a point?
Well, humans kind of have a tail. We have a vestigial part of a tail. It's referred to as the coccyx.
He does have a biology degree, so that checks out.
The coccyx.
Back to
which in Latin means penis.
So, like, when you say that Kevin Hart made you feel feelings, I'm not going to let you off that easy.
Did you feel more feelings from this than you did from the movie Upside?
Is that the one with Brian?
Which one was Upside? I felt more feelings from this than Upside for sure. I liked it though. I enjoyed that one with Bryan Cranston. That was a good movie as well.
Okay, you did. Okay, sorry, my bad. I'm confused. But
Sorry to interject there.
no. That's.
Look, we're all sorry.
Do you want me to bring my chair down? Is that really bothering you?
It is. I feel I have an inferiority complex.
Oh yes,
now you are small.
It just looks like a throne.
Crom is big.
It just looks like a throne. It does. Give me that lightsaber. I'll show you fucking throne, Homer. Nobody can see, but Jimmy's wearing my Homer onesie blanket. I love that blanket only because it's got a pocket for your remote. That's not a euphemism. I mean the actual remote.
It means you can masturbate with it.
Yeah,
It's like a front butt flap.
Jimmy, just start tugging. Start tugging.
I have been.
Don't
I want to go back up in my chair.
don't
Can I
get
go
all
back up?
Paul
I don't wanna-
Rubin in here.
I don't want to be down here with you commoners. Anyways, let's let Martin say something here for a second.
It's peasant.
So like what is so great about Kevin Hart's performance in this? Because I've heard mixed reviews, so I take it from you more than I would from some random online. So what's realize how that was going to come out until I said it. Let me rephrase that, ladies and gentlemen. I take your word of this movie over some random online, not how they would give it to me. But, take it how you will. Martin, shut me up.
I think it's just nice seeing him in a different role. And I mean, he's like, it's not a, compared to someone who does this all the time, like, like a Daniel Day-Lewis, he's not that. But I mean, it's good. You could see him getting better as an actor. And I think this is one of the roles that kind of showcases that because it is out of his element. There are some, traditional Kevin Hart moments. The majority is, I didn't really laugh too much throughout it. It was more of like a serious tone.
It's not his typical buddy comedy.
No, not at all.
Is
It's
he
different film.
a cop in it?
Is it what?
Or a wannabe cop, or a
Yeah.
wannabe CIA agent.
Is
or
this actually Ride Along 3?
It's Jumanji 5.
Just tell me, where does The Rock show up?
Yeah.
Does The Rock anywhere?
No, he's not anywhere in this movie. I think that's going to be the sequel, Fatherhood 2. I Got More Kids. That's what it's called. Fatherhood 2, Got More Kids.
No, I saw the trailer for it. There's one clip of him like begging to come into a single mother's meeting. Is that what's kind of happening?
Yeah, that was a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and then all these women kind of melt, and they're like, all right, come in. And I'm like, okay, this has got some sincerity to it, but at the same time, this is Kevin Hart.
I'm not giving him more
Does
of
it
my
jump?
money.
Does it jump through the timeline like as his daughter gets older?
Yeah, it does. So it starts off as like, as she's born, then jumps into when she's older, and then
Wait a minute, is he in Fatherhood?
This is
Boyhood. Sorry, that's it.
Boyhood.
He is in Fatherhood.
Took 12 years to make this movie. They've been making it since he first started doing comedy. He's like, I don't care where this comedy career goes, but I'm going to make this movie.
Need to be in this film.
I need to be in this film. The new rating system that you asked about, which was how many Paul Risers, which I fucking love, by the way.
That's how we're gonna do every movie.
Yeah, how many Risers does Paul give you? I put a bow on it. You
So we
baked it.
we got Aliens.
Yeah.
His role in Aliens. We got Mad About You. We need something else that he's been in.
What else is? What do you need to work?
What else has he been in? I don't know.
You know what? Let's pause for a second and
Okay.
do a quick IMDb check.
Yeah,
Quick Paul Reiser IMDb.
but like everything has to kind of be on a rating system. It can't all be like a 1 because then
No, it's got to be.
Paul.
I mean, Mad About You is definitely his pinnacle, right?
Oh, he's in Beverly Hills Cop for a bit.
Yeah.
is that a 1?
Is he memorable in it though?
He was in Whiplash. He was the dad.
Was the dad in Whiplash? Okay. The Kaminsky Method on Netflix.
You need to go fucking like.
He's in Stranger Things. He was the guy in Stranger Things in the first season.
You need to go sub
With
2010.
Sub
Like-
2010.
Like
The Romanoff season. Okay, we'll work on we'll figure this out. But for
Yeah.
today, would you binge it, as in like sit down, pay attention, absolutely fucking devote all your time to it, or would you bin it, or where are you in the middle?
I would binge it. I've seen it twice, actually.
oh,
Really?
remember his
Wow.
show My Two Dads?
No.
No.
Yes.
I know the show. I just didn't know he was in it. I don't go that far. My Paul Rudd stops at Mad About You.
Paul Reiser.
Riser.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Paul
right.
Rudd
He
keeps
was
going.
he was in Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2.
Wow.
He was the buddy. He was the other cop who was back in Detroit watching his car.
Did you do a second watch because it meant so much to you, or did you do a second watch just to catch shit like that traditional second watch, or was it that good that you were like, I want to feel that way again?
I just watched it just to kind of catch shit that I missed the first time. Many jokes because I was a little. I'm not gonna lie, Mike. I was a little high the first time I saw it, so a little stoned.
I feel like that's a pattern.
That's a
Behaviors from you, Martin.
you can plot this chart. All right, cool. I dig
The
it.
baked feelings chart.
How baked I am versus
The
how much I'm going to
baked
cry.
feelings, and then we're gonna do a third axis, and that is McDonald's consumption.
McDonald's consumption goes up with marijuana usage.
It is McNugget to marijuana ratio.
Is it
Correlation.
for every 1 gram, 12 nuggets?
20, obviously.
Yeah. A gram of weed. You're putting away a party pack.
Obviously you've got to gauge it based on like the quantities they come in, which would either be 6, 10, or 20.
Every ounce is 1 BTS meal.
Remember they used to be 9. It used to be a 9-piece, and that seemed like an oddball.
That's
What
somebody
a weird number.
like totally off topic, but somebody bought a BTS Happy Meal used carton, like
Yeah.
whatever they served the food in, for like 50 grand on eBay or something.
That's horrible.
Like,
People love K-pop, man.
no,
Well, it's because you can clone them now. Obviously.
the boxes or the people.
The people.
Oh, you can
did,
clone
did,
K-pop.
did the BTS band eat from this? said
No,
box?
no, it's just part
Oh,
of
that's
their,
what I
like-
thought. Sorry.
No, okay, no. This
Yeah.
isn't CRISPR.
Clone the band. I could
Rob,
start my own
Well,
BTS.
CRISPR's the technology where you would splice specific sections of DNA and then put other parts in.
very true. Let's swing back to what you watched this week, Rob.
So I watched Lupin.
Okay.
It was the second part of it. I really liked the first 5 episodes, and I've been eagerly anticipating this because it came out, I guess, back in January.
Yeah.
I crushed it in one evening.
Ooh.
And I like kind of like detective, kind of gentleman, burglar kind of thing, because that's basically what it is.
You really liked Pink Panther.
He's got a huge crush on Rusty from Ocean's 11.
Oh yeah. I'm also started watching Manifest.
I have too. I'm 2 episodes in.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, but the problem is that it's network TV.
Yep.
And fuck, do I hate network TV?
Yeah.
It's just
And
awful
fuck,
stuff.
do I not miss having cable? And
I think about that.
thank
often.
God there's at least like 2 or 3 seasons I'm going to be able to watch on Netflix of this, but there's no way I could have waited through commercials.
Yeah, it's
And the way it's serialized and cut up and stuff, like that 41-minute.
that sweet spot, that 40, like, you know what page it's written in, you know the length, you know that it was made for ad space and not for fucking, a good story. Yeah, I know that shit. That shit's horrible. It's
a
like,
cool premise though.
well, it's recycled too. That's the only problem.
Well, it's kind of like it's like they pulled like 3 different things and kind of smushed it together.
So obviously the first one is Lost.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah.
Can you guys give me a little
You wanna-
spark
Yeah.
notes?
Yeah, okay.
So basically, there's a group of people that go on a plane, and the plane just disappears.
Been there.
And then 5.5 years later, it just shows up. But for all the people on the plane,
No time.
no
passed.
time has passed.
Weird.
And for everyone else, 5.5 years has passed.
Bermuda.
Question for Rob:
Yeah.
Martin's got a thing.
What was the airline swoop?
Ooh, airlines.
No, it was called
Shade.
Montego Air because
Montego Bay?
they're flying back from Jamaica.
Yes.
Oh,
And typically, that was unusual for me because I thought they were going to use Oceanic because Oceanic is the go-to airline that they use in any movie or TV show
It's trademarked for it.
where something bad happens
Oh,
to a
okay.
plane.
That's interesting.
Because Delta and United and Air Canada,
WestJet.
they don't want that in a movie. Oh, this plane crashed. Oh, that's great product placement. No, it is not.
No, you're not instilling confidence in,
Totally.
your customer base. Yeah, so it's a Lost reboot per se, but with a different.
Kinda.
Your time travels there. Your airplane's
but they
there.
didn't die and
No,
like go to
well,
an island.
We don't
Is there
know
a
that
smoke
yet.
monster?
And there's no smoke monster. No.
There's-
And what's under the hatch? What's under the hatch?
You fucking MacGuffin for like 2 years.
Oh, I found my heroin. Yes.
Charlie. It's not her boat. Oh man, I've binged that like 3 times. But yeah, it's a time escapade. travel,
I like
alternate timeline.
yeah,
theory
I
thing.
like I kind of like the emotion of like how the characters kind of deal with like how fucked up it is because
Yeah.
they think somebody died, so they fucking moved on,
Yeah.
and started dating somebody else, and then boom, that person shows up, and to the partner that disappeared or they thought was dead, no time has passed, so their feelings are exactly the same, but the other people have already like dealt with the grief, and now suddenly
Emotionally
they're
moved on.
back, and they're like, what the fuck? I'm like in love with this other person, but I still love my husband.
Be happy. I'm back.
Isn't this basically the Avengers Endgame blip? Is that what the show is about?
It is.
Yeah, you know
totally,
what? He's
yeah.
right. It's an idea. Somebody saw Endgame and they were like, "I'm gonna make a show about it."
You know what? It's a show I can watch with my lady, and it's
Agreed.
entertaining enough.
Yep.
And I can still watch it and play on my phone and know what the fuck is going on.
Love that. Big fan of that stuff.
Or I can put my phone away and be into it enough
Right.
that I feel like I don't need my phone.
It's just yeah.
I really enjoy being able to look at my phone.
That's how I gauge shows now.
Can I watch it while
Or
looking at my
is
phone?
it how complicated is the storyline? Oh, I missed an episode. Oh wait, doesn't matter.
Totally fucking skip it. Doesn't matter. We don't have time. Just watch a recap.
Rob, I'm gonna start the episode early. Yeah, babe, go for it. 45 minutes later. So what I miss? Ah, nothing. All right.
Let's watch another one.
And and everybody's story ties in with each other too. Like you've got that. Like everybody on the plane who disappeared has part of the subplot is their new story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the moral of the story is Manifest is pretty good. I've only seen 4 episodes, but it's good enough.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Lupin, everyone should fucking watch it. It's dope. It's if I could speak French, I would probably watch it in the actual French.
Je suis
But-
un ananas.
But the dubbing is done pretty well, and
Says what?
I just liked it. I thought it has a great feel to it as a show,
Lupin looks really.
and it makes me
Good.
want to go to Paris.
Wow.
It makes Paris and France seem cooler.
Is it
Not
There's a lot of dog poop in Paris. I'm not gonna lie. Lots of dog poop.
make it white.
Yes, lots.
It's because the dogs eat
I
a lot
bet
of
you there.
calcium.
You know what? I'll take the dog poop over the human feces that I've heard is all over the streets of New Delhi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
choice.
you know, shit in one hand, walk down an alley in another.
Just saying.
Okay, cool. So both are binge worthy
Sorry to any of our viewers in New Delhi.
so far. Like one seems binge worthy. No one's listening to us in New Delhi. I promise you that. I can see it.
Yet.
It's never happened.
Somebody in like 5 years is going to listen to this episode and go, "They called us out!" Yes!
All of a sudden, a fucking influx, like a spike. So both are binge worthy in either in active watching
I don't
or
think,
like
I
drawn in.
wouldn't say Manifest is binge-worthy per se, but I mean, it's definitely holding my interest enough to watch 2 or 3 episodes in an evening.
All right. Okay.
That's all that matters.
And that's the same way with me. Like me and Shauna are like, what's on Facebook?
When the
Still
fuck
in
are
the plot.
movies coming out? Because I'm sick of always talking about TV shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
I started watching The Wish Dragon the other day. It
No
seemed
idea
pretty
what that
good.
is.
What is that?
Well, you don't have kids, so your algorithm isn't all fucked up on Netflix.
Your algorithm, like if someone just judged you on your algorithm.
Oh, another movie I watched too is I watched Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh, on Disney, right?
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I watched it too. It was good. I loved it.
What did you like about it, Martin?
I love dragons. Who doesn't like dragons?
And it has martial arts.
Yeah, it has martial arts, and I believe it's an all Asian cast as well too.
I'll buy
which is
that.
pretty dope.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. I don't know. I just had a good feel, and I'm a little Pixar'd out, so I'm really digging the Disney animation studio stuff. Like I like Moana a lot and that kind of thing. So
Yeah, I do. I really liked the way the Disney Animation Studio advanced too. Like Pixar was like a nothing, and then this is new animation. But Disney Animation has also got a feel to it as well. That it's. I mean, I think it started to change around the Tarzan Hercules films.
Yeah.
Like you got a little bit more of a rigid character drawing versus like this like rounded, hokey pokey.
Pixar has
Couscous or whatever,
a
right?
look, except for The Incredibles is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right? But all the Pixar movies have a similar kind of look and feel. But the Disney Studios has another totally different.
Yeah,
feel
that's what I'm getting at. Like it,
and look,
it,
whether it's Frozen, Moana, or
Like
this
in
new Raya.
Pixar, everyone has a gigantic ass.
Dump trucks for days.
Woody doesn't have a big ass.
I don't know.
I don't
Nemo?
know.
I don't know, but for sure Buzz Lightyear has a dump truck though. Look at that. Look at that behind that booty.
Well, he's
Lightyear.
wearing a spacesuit, obviously.
The
And-
spacesuit is big because of his dump truck.
I'm gonna. Oh,
The spacesuit is big in his derriere.
sorry.
That's fine.
Whole episode's cut.
What'd you do? You ruined the episode.
Well, that was a trailer that we're gonna discuss later.
That sounds delicious. That
was a foreshadow.
Jimmy, do you want to go next, or you want me to go next?
I can go next.
You go next.
Whatever you want.
You go next.
All right. Well, this week I watched a couple of things. I was going to talk about The Politician on Netflix. I've been really enjoying that with Ben Platt. It's been super fun. I'm not going to talk about it, but I got through the first two seasons
drop it out
super
there
quick.
And just kick it around.
Watch it. Worth a watch if you're into politics and you're, I don't know, it's just so fun. It's like he's a high school student who sees himself becoming president, and he knows he has the potential to do so, so he's trying to become class president at the time, and you just follow his political career the whole way. It's a good watch. And only 2 seasons. Brand new, real good.
Quick and simple.
Yeah, it's very fun. But I'm going to talk about The Kid Detective, because I had a lot of fun with The Kid Detective.
You had like 7 exclamation points after you said it in the chat group, so I was like,
it was so good, Michael.
why?
When I saw the trailer, because it came out in 2020, I saw the trailer then, and I was like, I gotta see this movie. This is gonna be amazing. And then it only came out in like select theaters because of COVID, and it wasn't on a streaming service for the longest time. So I kind of gave up on it. I thought I'm never gonna see this movie unless I really just put in the effort to Pirate Bay it or whatever. And
That's a hot take.
Is that still a thing?
yeah,
Is Pirate Bay the Kleenex of?
it still works.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It still works. It's still good. It's still good.
People still torrent.
Yeah, exactly. So like last week, I'm searching through Crave as one does, and I see it there, and I'm like, well, this is easy. I wasn't even looking to watch a movie. I was just going to watch something quick, and I'm like, I'm going to sit down and watch this movie, and it was so good. If you don't know the plot, Adam Brody plays a private investigator who used to be like the town's detective, right? He was a kid detective when he was growing up, and he would help the town solve these like meaningless little crimes.
Like the Hardy Boys?
Yeah, kind of like the Hardy Boys. And he was super good at it. Like he could solve any case, and he just had a knack for putting 2 things together or putting pieces together like a puzzle.
Like Nancy Drew?
Until a young girl goes missing and they can't find her, and even the police are like, you need to help us find her. And he can't do it, and it haunts him the rest of his life until he grows up to become a private detective who's just like a bum loser. But the whole movie leads to just this tipping point that's so good and so fun, and I really think everyone should watch.
What movie is it again?
The Kid Detective.
Got a 7 out of 10 on IMDb.
The Kid Detective. Is it as good as The Jacket?
I haven't seen the Jacket.
That's such a completely different movie.
I know, but it has Adrian Brody in it.
This is just like the
No,
OC.
no, Adam Brody, not
Adam
Adrian,
Brody.
not the pianist. The
Yeah.
OC.
You know, I
Seth
saw the
Cohen.
pianist.
Chris McCaw.
I saw The Pianist in high school, and I was sitting next to
We're
a friend.
talking about
Did your
Adam
teacher
Brody?
show it to you?
Yes. And
Your teacher showed you the pianist?
pianist.
He showed you
Yes.
his pianist.
He
Okay,
did.
excellent.
So
Sorry, Mark's not here.
We're sitting there, and we're watching this movie, and my friend is quiet the whole time. Says nothing, and it's a very serious film.
Mhm.
And right after the guy gets pushed out of the window in the wheelchair, he leans over to me and whispers in my ear, "What if Adrian Brody was Spider-Man?" And I wasn't allowed to come back to the class.
Wait,
I started
lost your
laughing,
mind.
and it was not an appropriate time to start laughing. No point in The Pianist is there an appropriate
Nope.
time to start laughing.
It's kind of like when you laugh when you're watching The Elephant Man, which
Yep.
we did in the 9th grade.
not a good look.
John Merrick, man, come on, he couldn't help it. look at that.
14-year-old kids be
I know.
mean, okay?
14-year-old kids be mean. Totally. No,
When you said the scene of the pianist, of the person being pushed out of the wheelchair in the window, I imagine that you know how Paul Rudd every time he goes
Mac and me.
the Mac and me, like. I'm sorry.
So the key thing here is that Adrian Brody was not Spider-Man and not able to save him.
And not in this, and not in the
No.
in the Kid Detective.
Not in The Kid Detective. That is Adam Brody.
So, like, what kind of, is it a thriller? Is it a mystery? Is it a detective movie? Like, what is it?
It's like a thriller,
I mean, it's Kid Detective.
dark comedy
Okay.
combo.
And Adam Brody. See, the last time I saw Adam Brody was in. Oh, why is it eluding me?
He plays that. He's in that movie where he plays the guy that gets like tied up or something. Remember?
Yeah.
Big Bear.
No. With Carrie Moss.
Carrie Moss.
Oh, God.
Centipede, Human Centipede.
No,
Oh my God.
but Oscar-winning nonetheless.
You know he was part of the Centipede?
Hang on, I'll tell you because I'm.
Was
I'm
he the one at
ready.
the tail end? Because that's what I don't want to be.
Better than the middle.
Promising Young Woman. He was one of the douchebags.
Oh, that sounds.
So I hadn't seen Adrian. Fuck. I haven't seen Adam Brody since the OC.
Oh my God.
So like,
It's been a while.
it's been a while. And then I saw him in
I've
that.
lost all respect for you because you've seen the OC.
I love the OC.
I mean, I should talk. I literally watched Gossip Girl
Yeah.
during COVID with my wife.
We're slumming in the same. We're slumming in the same bar. It's fine.
Who is Gossip Girl?
It's Dan.
It's Dan.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
About 2 seasons in, I was pretty
It's
sure
Dan.
it was him.
I just.
And I told Michelle that, and she's like, "It's not Dan." I was like, "You watch," and it was. I was like, "I told you." Anyway, sorry.
Adam Brody.
Oh,
just
spoiler alert.
saved yourself 7 seasons.
Don't worry, the 7th one's short.
But like, I walked into him as a douchebag and Promising Young Woman, and was like, "Meh." So better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like he's definitely coming to his own as an actor.
He
for
just
sure.
got cast in Shazam.
Yeah, he's really good.
Okay.
He puts on a good performance, and it's just.
I didn't like him in King Kong, though. Oh wait, we're talking about Adam
Adrian
Brody.
Brody.
That's Adrian Brody. Loved
I'm
Predators.
totally fucking with you guys.
You won't let us leave the Adrian Brody loop. Binge it or bin it. Like, is this something that you
sit
should?
and watch this movie
Yeah?
and pay attention. Like it, you won't regret it.
Okay. I like Lucky Number 11. I like a good detective.
Which
Mm.
streaming service is
Yeah.
this on?
Tis on Crave.
This is the
This
Crave.
is, unfortunately, this is not a Tubi original.
Normally it is a Tubi. Tubi.
They're getting big ads now. They had a huge ad for Fox News the last time I was
Ah,
watching.
they had Martin's day job, Canada 1. They had that on there for like, and it's like the longest commercial because it's just like a pullback from like Heaven's Gate or something, and then like not the cult, but like just
Fun
like-
fact, Heaven's Gate, the cult, still has a website that you can access and ask questions, and they will answer you.
I need to try
With
that.
their New Balance on?
I don't know.
Nike. It was Nike.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
New Balance.
No, it was Nike and Purple Shrouds.
Okay.
Big
sorry,
in
my
the
bad.
'90s cults over here.
Yeah, big
Obviously.
ads.
Still waiting for that movie to come out.
So if you want to have any Heaven's Gate questions, feel free to shoot them an email. They will answer you.
I will
Do they
throw
have
that
an?
up on
Do
the
they have a Heaven's
notes.
Gate AI? Is
I
it
don't
a
think
is
so.
it is it a Heaven's
Hi,
Gate bot?
I'm Paul. You're Heaven's Gate AI.
Because most of them are dead. But they did leave like 2 or 3 people behind
just in case
to do this, to monitor the website.
to spend all the money.
You got to leave 3 of you behind so that you can,
We've
communicate.
saved so much money buying Nike shoes in bulk.
Martin,
They're probably worth a lot now.
Martin,
Yeah.
ask me what I watched this week.
What did you watch this week, Michael?
That's so nice.
Tell us.
I watched. I was on a Crave train too. Actually, I'm gonna,
Crave.
On the gravy train?
On the
On the gravy
off
crane?
the
on the
road.
gravy
On the
crave
on the gravy crave train?
I always have. I just go back to my watch list now. And here's what's funny. I was telling this to Jimmy earlier. So me and Martin share the same HBO password. I'm like, don't worry, like whatever, fuck it. They're not listening. So like,
They're gonna come to our house, Mike.
no, I know.
I can't wait until your fucking thing gets canceled. You're just like, what the fuck?
So like,
Fucking algorithm.
me and Martin share the same taste in a lot of stuff, but like I think we've been fucking each other indirectly because I'll like I started watching The Wire and then I went back to The Wire and I was like, how am I at episode 10 already? And then I'm like, Martin probably started watching. Were you watching episodes of The Wire recently?
I was not. No, I've been watching Sopranos again. That's what I've been rewatching on Crave.
Oh, okay. Then who else has my fucking password?
Not me, Michael.
No, what happened is you got super fucking baked and watched 4 episodes, but forgot that you watched those 4 episodes.
Probably the real version of that.
And cut.
Definitely. But no. Okay. So what did you know what? Did anybody else see Euphoria on HBO?
I watched the first episode.
Okay.
Or sorry, the first 3 episodes.
Did you like it, Rob?
I kind of did. But it kind of made me feel sketchy lots in it because it reminded me of doing lots of drugs.
Oh, then I'm for sure gonna watch it then. I haven't seen it yet.
It's kind of like when you watch Requiem for a Dream. Like, it's hard to watch if you've been sketchy and can't fall asleep at some point in your life, and
Oh, it really makes you just get in your own head about it, eh?
because it kind of elicits those emotions.
It does.
Heavily,
It
and
does.
Euphoria kind of does that. Like, I mean, they're doing like a lot more like Adderall and those types of things.
They're really partying.
like well,
Designer drugs, baby.
Yeah.
well, it's a lot of like the OTC and the prescription drugs they do, but then they mix it in with all the recreational drugs as
And
well.
then they mix that with the Limitless drug.
And it has It has what's her name? She's the one who's gonna be in Dune.
Zendaya.
Yeah,
So we have
Just one name, Zendaya.
yeah, I like her. She's a great actress.
she is. She's got some serious chops.
Spider-Man.
Sydney Sweeney, Maude Apatow, Judd's daughter's in
Wow.
this.
Judd's daughter.
Judd's daughter.
I prefer Leslie Mann's daughter.
Do you know who the
Wow.
who the head producer
Yep.
is?
Yep.
Is Drake.
Oh.
Drake's EP on this,
All right.
and
know
which you
if
can
that-
you can tell a musician made the soundtrack because it's a really good soundtrack.
Did he put some Beats money into it?
I don't know, but
That's Dre.
what I do know is that like this is like the R-rated version of 13 Reasons Why.
I wanted to see if Mike caught that. He didn't.
Oh my god.
No, I missed it. I was talking. So yeah, adult version of 13 Reasons Why. That's my whole take on it. Way edgier, full of tits.
So
But you know what? I get the same feeling you get, Rob, because I'm like, this is a story about high school kids, and I'm 39 years old.
So
and
you're into high school kids?
No, I'm not. I get awkward watching that shit, and I
Yeah.
skip through it because I'm
Yeah.
like, they're portraying high school kids, but it's on HBO, which is not for like this version of a show is for people who may have done this stuff in high school.
This is a reminder for middle-aged people
Yeah.
on the fucked up shit they did in high school.
Exactly.
And it's a beware of what your kids might be up to, so make sure you talk to them about this shit.
It's an adult version of a high school conversation.
how do I talk to my kids about weed?
No, how do I talk to my kids about like
Weed
Yeah.
Smoke this entire packet.
Weed's easy. It's like it's rusty trombones and fucking like, and cum shots that you really need to discuss.
but they
Wow.
like
Is there a website for that on
Or
Manitoba.gov?
cream pies.
but like if this was,
Don't let him cream pie you.
if this was Saved by the Bell, then it would be like the after school version of Becky.
Is it Jesse Spano does drugs all the time? Remember that episode where she's on speed?
Thank you, Martin. So
Yeah.
that's the entire like.
Martin
but it's,
gets a point.
He gets a point. There, exactly. Jesse Spano too got the name right. I said Becky. Fuck, thinking of Roseanne.
Screech died.
We killed him. Me and you are responsible for that.
Screech died.
We made fun
You
of him.
guys killed Dustin Diamond.
Cancer, right?
Yeah.
That
He died of a
sucks.
broken heart.
Anyways, Euphoria. If you've never seen
Mario wouldn't talk to him.
it, fuck, shut up. If do your voices elsewhere. So yeah, Euphoria was one, and then I rebooted Westworld for a couple episodes just to.
What did you think of The Wire?
I mean, it was fun.
That you
Episodes
remember.
1 through 3 were great.
So the thing about The Wire is you need to get at least 4 episodes in, because then you really, really love McNulty's anti-hero.
Oh, good lord! It's
And you get a little bit of Stringer
what
Bell.
did I do, Sarge? What did I do? You totally stirred up a crime you didn't like. You stirred up a case you didn't need to stir up.
That's what I liked about The Shield.
Never saw it.
Never
saw
saw
The
I saw it.
Michael Chiklis, the original The Thing.
Was it the Shield or was it the Commish?
He was in the.
Go with the Shield.
both.
Oh,
Yeah, he
okay.
was
So
The Commissioner's the lamer earlier one,
Yeah.
where he had hair and
It
then he
was
was kind of
weird.
bald, and the Shield is where he's like
Yes.
shaved head. It's basically like the Jeff Bezos transition, but
Neat.
with Michael Chiklis.
Oh.
The only thing I know about the Shield is what's from Family Guy. He wears Michael Chiklis wears super tight shirts in it. That's all I know about it.
I love the elevator pitch.
He goes to the Simon Cowell place where they buy all their black shirts.
Yep. Black tight shirts is wardrobe.
Cal only has like the exact same clothes in his
Every
White
day.
shirt, blue jeans.
yeah,
But, like,
and
40
and the and the
So does
and-
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's easy.
if
You
I
have to
could
think about
if
it.
I could when I buy blue jeans, I buy like 4 pairs of the exact same pairs of pants.
Yeah, why not?
I have 3 or 4 of the same black skinnies upstairs. It's just, man, jeans. Haven't worn them in forever.
For skinny jeans, for Mike, those would be Janko jeans on me.
Wow, that's a '90s
Yeah,
reference.
there we go.
Anyways, yeah. So Westworld was great. Caught a couple things I missed the first time around.
Bernard is Arnold.
Bern Arnold. Yeah, there's a big fucking spoiler for everybody right there. So I think that's a good. Yeah, I mean, everything's awesome.
It just
Everything
felt
is
right.
awesome.
Watch everything we said.
Watch everything we said. Kid Detective, fucking amazing.
Fatherhood.
Lupin.
Lupin. You've come back twice, and I trust your opinion. Like a random stranger would throw it in me on the internet,
Yeah.
like earlier. So, I'm gonna try Lupin. I've been kind of
The
dodging
thing about
it.
Lupin is that you're like watching it and you're like, fuck, it's gonna go the wrong way. But they didn't show that he had already anticipated that, and then you're like, shit, yeah.
Yeah,
Love
okay,
that.
I do.
Like he's always thinking, like he's playing fucking 3D chess, and everyone else is playing checkers.
Damn.
Love that line.
3D checkers.
Martin, is there anything that we've convinced you to try?
That's
sir?
like the smartest redneck.
You know what? I think I might go back to Lupin.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I started it. I didn't finish the first season. I really liked it, but I don't know what happened.
It might have been the
just stopped.
dubbing. Like sometimes that hangs people up. Like
Could have been.
yeah,
But I might give it a shot again if you power through the second part really quickly. I mean, it's
I
gotta
watched.
be
I watched it in one night.
yeah. So I mean, I'll give it another shot.
It's
all gonna give it a
it's
shot.
kind of.
Yeah.
I think it's on par with Money Heist, and I really like Money
With
Heist.
Tower Heist.
See, I stopped Money Heist as well. I couldn't finish Money Heist.
I watched I blasted through the first 2 seasons, and then season 3 kind of I started losing a little bit of interest, and I need to go back to it.
I love, because this is where I get from. This is my pool,
Yeah.
right? Like,
My-
whenever you guys say
yeah.
something, I'm like, okay, it's worthy of a check.
My problem though is I was watching Money Heist, which is a Spanish show. I was watching Lupin, which is French, and I was watching Dark, which is German, and they have
Oh.
some of the same English
Well, Spanish
voice
is
actors, and I was like,
conjugating.
these voices are messing with my brain.
Well, it's
Anyway.
nice. Maybe you'll just pick up a language out of nowhere.
Possibly
Because Spanish and French are very similar.
because
Structurally, yes. A lot of the Latin languages are similar structurally.
languages.
Yes.
Yeah. And they, like, if you can learn French, you can learn Spanish. If you can
Yeah.
learn Spanish. It's just
That's what I'm
easier.
getting
And
Yeah.
Italian,
Yeah.
In Italian.
So, let's
That
move
makes
in.
Latin, Italian, Spanish, French. That's the complexity.
Wow.
Let's move into this trailer speak that I said we were going to talk about. Has everybody watched today's big Shang-Chi drop?
No.
Slow motion water drops.
Watch it, motherfucker, while we talk about it.
Okay,
and then we'll
remember
leave
when
you alone.
remember when I
just don't care about Marvel anymore.
Can
That's why we need your opinion, because you're not the show.
can we watch the trailer together because it's literally
Yeah,
like
sure. Why not?
15
Fuck it.
seconds.
Yeah, hang on there.
Release Blade.
All right, so now that you've seen it, Jimmy, let's start with you, the guy who's like, fuck Marvel. What do you?
Look.
Is this going to be fun for you, maybe, or are you going to still be fuck Marvel?
I'm probably not gonna see it in theaters. Like I watched a couple of other
After
trailers
not
today.
being in the theater for 15 fucking months, you're not even going to go see this in the theater.
I think I'm gonna appreciate the theater more and really just pick movies that I really want to see.
You cherry picking asshole.
Yeah. That's
Like everything with Adrian Brody.
yes. All of Adrian Brody's current films.
And Adam Brody. I will only go see movies
The
that
Brody
star
Bros.
Adrian Brody and Adam Brody together.
The Brody twins.
The
Brody
They
Bros.
do need to do something now, for sure. Okay.
I mean, it looks super cool.
but it has to be directed by Peter Jackson.
Shh, just let him speak.
It looks super cool the same way Doctor Strange looks super cool, and I really I enjoyed Doctor Strange, so I'll probably watch it. It's just not gonna be.
But let's call a spade here.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is Mr. Raimi.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's easier for you to take that into bum than it is to give this a shot because it's not someone who you know and trust.
I do love my Sam Raimi.
You do.
Look, I'll watch it. I mean, it does look super cool.
Rob
and
and
the
me are
trailer
taking
made it
you to
look
the
really
theater.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna force you to go.
You do love Sam Raimi, even emo Spider-Man?
I think Spider-Man 3 gets a bad rap, but that's for another day.
Get out.
Sorry.
I really do. I think that movie gets a bad rap. But
Like, I don't. Does anybody know any backstory? Martin, do you know any backstory on this comic?
I'm not super familiar with Shang-Chi, but I know the Ten Rings. Iron Man 3's villain, the Mandarin, they kind of butchered it, but he was supposed to be the one using the Ten Rings as well. That was his like superpower. But I'm not too sure about the history of the show itself. But I'm gonna watch it. Looks good.
Like this is kind of part of the comic books that I never read too much because I didn't read a lot of Avengers. I was more of I'm more of an X-Men Spider-Man guy.
Yeah, I fell under that umbrella too. So, what are you? Are you like? I mean,
I think it looks really good. I mean, I was really marveled out there for a little while, but there's been enough of a break now, and I think with the new,
what with their constant TV shows.
I mean, I'll be honest, I've only watched the first episode of Loki. That's the only, and
Yeah,
the first
no.
episode of WandaVision. Because again, I'm a little.
it's a
need a
lot.
break.
There's totally. I get it. It was served up big and meaty and there and
Totally, and it's almost too much. But you know what? I'm excited to see another movie. I'm actually more excited about Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
And I mean, long time coming.
But I think this movie is going to be great, and I think it'll be IMAX worthy.
That's
for
interesting.
yeah. No,
it
I
does
think
have that
would be.
look to
It does.
Yep.
I'm excited.
As long as it's not in 3D. Fucking hate 3D.
I'm done with 3D.
My
Too
dad has
dark.
a theory that 3D movies make a comeback every 20 years or so.
It is true. That's a
In the 80s, they were popular in the early 2000s, and they're going to be
They're-
popular very soon.
I don't really think they are. Well, they might. You know what? Avatar, the new Avatar movie
It might do
but
it.
Avatar's is really the only movie I've ever seen in 3D where I was like, holy fuck, that made sense to me in 3D.
You mean the last Airbender?
Yeah, totally. the problem with 3D movies though is because you're putting the glasses on, it reduces the brightness of the movie by about 50%, and I find that I don't enjoy the movie as much.
It's easier to sleep.
You know, it's just it's a better cinematic experience when it's not in 3D.
I would, at this point, stomach this in 3D, but what excites me more than just seeing a movie is the magic phase of Marvel. We're done with the superpower phase. We're getting into magic and rings.
The mystic
and,
part.
Elements and mystics and all that stuff. And that's going to be fun once you come back full circle. Once you've got superpowers on one side and mystics and magic on the other, like you can.
And you've got Thor the whole way through.
Right, you got Thor's big hammer right going in the middle.
So I'll ask Martin, where do you think this is all going to go? Like, where do you think this? What is this, Phase 4? Where does this lead to the way Avengers led to Endgame?
I'll let Martin go first, and then I'll give you my little.
I feel like it's really. I mean, we all know the movie Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness is coming out, so I think that's going to be the next big thing. Just seeing different timelines, seeing different verses and stuff like that, and I really think that's the best way to bring in the X-Men into the Marvel MCU is the Multiverse of Madness.
I agree.
The
And
variants.
if they fuck up X-Men again, I swear to fucking God, like
Those first two movies were pretty good.
they're okay.
Bamf.
The casting was good. I like Patrick Stewart as Professor X.
Stewart is awesome.
So good.
So is James McAvoy. Horrible stuff.
That was an interesting cast.
Wolverine is short,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true.
And they all
and
gave him-
Cyclops is tall.
but
Is a douche.
but you
Anyway.
did like Wolverine though. Like he won you over.
He was fucking great, but the whole time in my head I was thinking he's not 6'2"
He's 5'4".
X-Men Origins Wolverine was good.
and 200 fucking pounds
Yeah.
of just pure fucking muscle,
Pure bulky madness that just
He's hairy.
and he's
Hugh
hairy.
Jackman was very hairy.
Berserker Barrage from the video game Capcom versus Marvel.
Fuck yes.
Right? Just played that game in an arcade until my thumbs were fucking blistered.
You're right. The first two X-Men were pretty
They
good.
were fun,
Yeah.
at least, right?
Well, and to Martin's,
You know what happens to a toad when they get struck by lightning?
And Michael Fassbender is very good as the young Magneto.
Yeah.
I do agree with that too.
those young castings of Magneto and Xavier were good. Like
Mhm.
you got they were like, let's handle this with care. But
Like, I've seen Dark Phoenix 3 times and I still couldn't describe to you anything that happens.
Well, the thing is
I agree.
that is such a
Once and-
monumental part of the entire story arc of X-Men,
It's huge.
and they butchered it and tried to slam it into something that was like 10 minutes long. And then the other thing is too is that they butchered everything to do with Cable and Strife, which
Yeah.
is another massive, huge story arc that happened in the early '90s with Executioner Song. So I just don't feel like they did proper service to it, and I really hope that Disney comes back and does it justice, because Fox butchered it.
Learning. that's my apocalypse.
so we'll be taking Jimmy by handcuffs to go see this.
I'm all right with that. You buy the burgers, I'm in.
Buddy,
I mean, honestly, if he doesn't want to come, that's his loss.
I know.
You got me
I know.
there.
I'm taking everybody to the movies.
So
I
when
mean,
did
I
this
want to see Black Widow and Dune. Those are two of the biggies that I'm excited about.
little Winnipeg topical stuff. I heard the owner of Landmark Cinemas on CJOB, and he is not happy.
I'm
He's
in
not
his corner.
particularly psyched.
Yeah, we're all in his corner.
Yeah.
His bowling alleys are allowed to be open.
Really?
Explain that one to me.
Yeah, I'm really.
I want to go
having-
to the casino, man.
You want to be Encino, man?
No, I want to go to.
casino. The
Squeeze the juice, baby.
I want to play Pygo.
Wow.
Come to BC, Rob. Casinos open July 1st here.
Huge move.
Yeah.
Airfare is going to be cheap as borscht. All right, this one's more like I think we're all going to go see this movie because no matter what, this movie is one of the newer movies, and go see a movie, enjoy it, get out, and all that stuff. Support Landmark Theater.
Yeah.
Shout out to Landmark Theater in Winnipeg.
We need you.
Best
Yeah,
seats.
best seats, best service, best
They
environment.
also have the seats where the thing goes up and you can cuddle with your loved one.
Jimmy,
They
did you
do.
get the owner's name? at all?
No, I did not.
Because I would like to say
I call it the handy theater.
I would like to say directly. Hang on, Jimmy. You're going to be with me on this one. I'd like to say directly to this guy that if he gave us free movies, we would go hype up the crowd in the theater. It would all become.
Nobody wants us to do that.
No,
You know
yeah, no, that.
I think we should. It would be fun.
You know what else I like about Grand Park is they have that Coke dispensing machine where you can add the flavor shots.
97 flavors.
And I feel like I'm in the fucking future.
Yeah.
Right?
They have Minute Maid juice in there.
I have
love
vanilla
it.
iced tea.
You're a madman.
I know.
I have cherry vanilla Coke.
That's
You
right
best
because
of
you
both worlds.
can.
Tenet.
Yeah.
If not for the movie theater guys, for the drink machine.
They have cherry Dr. Pepper Slurpees at 7-Eleven right now.
I did.
Really?
So I drove by the one on the Academy.
Cherry Dr. Pepper?
Hang on. Fuck, screw Jerry Dr. Pepper for a second. Let's talk about Steven Spielberg because I know Rob's got something a hot take on this one.
We did
Um,
a few of those.
So, not to date ourselves because we like to bank episodes here at the Reel Debaters because we all have day jobs. But recently, it's come out in the news that Steven
That
Spielberg.
Jurassic Park is overrated? I
That's
know.
you.
Get out.
Yeah. That was a three-way.
There you go.
3 arms went up on that.
I gotta earn one of those.
So yeah, Steven Spielberg at one point said maybe last year that Netflix is just the like conveyor belt of movies and movies need to be in the theaters and that's that. And now he's signed on to do 2-picture deal through Amblin for Netflix.
Is he directing, though?
I
Or is
didn't-
he EP?
Let's find out.
It's gonna
I
be-
want your opinion on this.
Mhm.
Well, and I probably won't change because I feel that EP and director are
No, they're not.
they're so intertwined when they're talking about what their execution is. The director's executing it, but the EP is.
Yeah, but I feel like there's like there can be like 19 fucking EPs
Yeah,
on a
like
movie.
It
Well,
could just be
okay.
a title that they give
Yeah,
you
but
for
the
no
first
reason.
EP in the credits is the one. Yeah, anybody can be an executive producer if you, I think, throw in enough money and have enough input.
producer.
I gave them $10 billion.
But I think he's directing. I
So
think.
it's gonna be
I wonder
right.
what kind of title you get if you can only contribute like $5. It's a piece of shit.
You're like the last name below all the guys that did the CGI work. There's so many of them. It's like
okay.
page and page and page and page and page of CGI guy, and then it's like Rob Strachan.
It says Amblin Partners for a deal.
Okay,
So
that's a
let's-
little bit different
that's
than him signing on to do the movie, because it's not like he's doing a straight to fucking Netflix streaming of the new Indiana Jones 6 that he's directing.
I think that's gonna be garbage.
It's stretched way too far.
This is gonna be so worse.
Well, they're gonna he's living in a fucking box somewhere.
He's playing Spicoli in a table read.
Did you know that he
Wow.
got the,
I
like
saw that.
That was good.
the last movies in the Tax Collector? He got those tattoos
Yeah, those are real.
done for the movie.
Yeah.
he's
just
a
a
fucking
psycho.
nut job. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Peanut Butter Falcon is great.
But it was so great.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was so great. Okay, so yeah. So because Amblin's doing it raw
So,
as opposed to him directing.
I mean, it's a little bit different in this situation, and I think it's Amblin Studios, which is like kind of his his little personal baby that has been attached to everything ET since, and I think that's open.
yeah, open the door.
I think that's okay that he's doing that to a straight to Netflix. Now, if it was a directorial debut of his,
I think I know where
That's
you're going.
interesting.
and that was direct to Netflix, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Because a Spielberg movie, and if you look through his filmography, and look at what he's directed, people forget the scope of the films that he has done over the last 40,
Tintin was beautiful.
over the last
Mhm.
45 years. Adventures of Tintin is fucking
Yeah, I
badass.
liked it.
Rob
I
swears by it.
fucking love that
I have
movie.
no issue with
Dude,
that.
it's great.
Certain movies are destined for the big screen. I am still mad that HBO is still talking about releasing Dune at the same time, but I actually think that they're going to change that, and I think it's going to be a theatrical release
Now that things are
only
opening,
first.
yeah.
Now that
Yeah.
everything's kind of opening up and stuff like that.
They'd have to.
And don't forget to buy AMC stock because that motherfucker's going to the moon.
That's stratosphere shit right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
I'm
that's just my 2 cents, and I think, I think it's one thing when Scorsese did The Irishman direct,
Yeah.
because that's the kind of movie. No offense, no one was gonna fucking go see that in the
Nobody
theater
cares.
No, they
anyway.
weren't. No, I
They
agree.
weren't.
That's actually a good point.
right. It's not. Wolf of Wall Street would never go direct to fucking streaming.
No.
No.
No fucking way. Not with
He just
DiCaprio.
saw Payday. They wanted him. So he
Yeah.
got to write his own ticket, and so did De
And-
Niro, and so did Pacino,
and you know what?
so
And
did
they
Pesci.
got to get together. They got to fucking make a movie that they
They
thought
were-
was fun.
Yeah,
And they got to do this long drawn out theatrical streaming release. There's no fucking way a movie studio would allowed that fucking 3-hour fucking overkill
that would have been an
to be a
hour-
theatrical release. There's no
Yeah.
fucking way.
hour
On
45
On
hour
streaming
50?
where I can literally stop at every 20 minutes to go take a fucking crunch and get a snack,
Yeah,
right? It makes it made it
Take a
palatable.
Crunch.
Drop a deuce, Jimmy. Drop a deuce.
I was not a fan of The Irishman. I just wasn't.
I still
I'll be honest, I still
haven't
haven't finished it.
You beat me to it.
And honestly, after seeing The Irishman and seeing them try to put those guys back in time, I am terrified to see Indiana Jones 5.
Jimmy Hoffa dies.
In Indiana Jones 5.
In
Indiana
Indiana Jones,
Jones
did they
5.
find Jimmy Hoffa's body?
No,
The search for Jimmy Hoffa, Indiana Jones 6.
he's buried under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Martin, I want you to follow up the crunch.
All the crunch.
Follow the crunch.
And that's not KFC Big Crunch.
It's a double down, baby.
God, I want one. Bacon in the middle.
I've never had one of those.
I had one and I fell asleep in the KFC.
You're here to talk.
Not even kidding.
You should have put hot sauce on it.
I don't know. That would have just made me shit my pants while I was asleep.
Martin, what do you? What's your take on Amblin? Because I mean, he's exec. He oversees it. He's not going to let them make dumpster fire, right?
Ready Player 2 and 3.
There's
maybe.
been good releases direct to Netflix. I'm not saying
I'm-
that.
no, I'm not-
and
no,
I
yeah.
think that this isn't a bad thing because it's his studio that's signing on. He's
Yeah.
just attached as the lead of it, but it's not going to be his actual baby. I don't think.
Mm.
So do you think it's like
Anyway.
a name thing, Martin?
I think I agree with Rob. Like, if he's not directing, I mean, there's nothing really to hype about. It's either what we're going to see is either Amblin's going to come up with some shitty Netflix releases that we've all seen come out straight to Netflix, or Netflix is going to get some decent Amblin releases. Like, it's going to be that or the other. I mean, I'm not.
That's interesting. That's the chicken or the egg theory.
Yeah, it's either gonna
Yeah.
win or it's not.
And honestly, Spielberg produces and EPs a fucking million things. He's like J.J. Abrams. He's like, just because J.J. Abrams, was the EP on something, I'll watch it, and it's not J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
There's no lens
Yeah,
flares
well,
anywhere.
It's not a fucking.
Not a single lens flare in any of those movies.
Is everybody getting out tonight? Who's directing this? Jordan Peele.
Yeah, totally. I fucking love Jordan Peele.
Okay, so you
Candyman's gonna be
agree?
great.
You agree with Rob Martin on that?
Yeah,
one?
I like. It's nothing to get hyped about. He's not directing it. If they said Steven Spielberg is directing something on Netflix for Netflix only release, then yeah, that's something to hype about. But this one,
And that would be monumental because that would be the beginning of the end of the theater.
Yeah, everybody
That's
would. Everybody
cool.
would. That's the old guard going. This is
Mhm.
okay.
Oh no.
Mm.
I think the old guard is really hanging on till. Yeah. All right, Jimmy.
I think you're right. People are gonna have to invest in some AMC stock. I accidentally put all my money into Turner Classic Movies. I am poor.
Who sold you that bad bill of goods?
No, it's just
Casablanca's gone again.
Some like it hot. Featured on Fridays. Who knows Tony Curtis anymore besides being Jamie Lee's father?
face it, Michael. Tony Curtis
Is
dead.
Corvette Summer now considered a Turner Classic movie?
What's the qualification to be a Turner Classic movie?
You're the only.
That it's old and it has Mark Hamill in it?
Right.
You're the only one who's got stock in it. You tell us.
Does it have to be black and white?
Yes. Absolutely. So Zack Snyder's Justice League will be premiering on Turner Classic Movies.
1981, The Elephant Man could be then.
So what do you? So you agree with us on Spielbergy?
I mean, it's gonna be fine. Whatever he does, I'm sure it'll be okay.
I kind of
Wow,
have,
that was a politician's answer.
It was. You want to hear mine? Mine is I agree with all of you, and I don't want to offer any of my own opinions because you're all. I'm thinking the exact same thing. I'm thinking Martin says it's a name thing, so everybody wins, right?
Mhm.
Spielberg gets to throw them a bone, and they get to look better. I think it's he's probably trying to show that it's okay because he knows he's an elder statesman. And-
I also think that there's so many great movies going out there now that if some of this independent stuff doesn't get released to streaming and to the Netflix-esque of streaming, it just gets lost. And I think this maybe gives an opportunity to some stuff that isn't quite big name enough to hit the theater.
Yeah.
But now it's still going to be able to get that wider audience.
His name is behind it, so you could take a thing off the shelf
Mm-hmm.
that people wouldn't normally go to. Oh, that's a really good.
Neat.
That it allows for a medium movie market, not a big blockbuster and not a true independent, but something that's maybe 50 million that nobody would touch.
Or you don't,
But-
or it doesn't have to win at an independent film
Yeah,
festival.
that's what I'm saying. Like it can just be what it is and be part of a bigger group of things. Oh, all right. We're so fucking smart. Martin, final thoughts before we move on?
I think we just move on, Mike. I think you've already said everything there is to say about that one.
Fuck you.
No, I agree with that. Like we all agree. I think we're all in agreement about what we think this is. I don't think it's anything to write home about. I think it's just
Dear mother.
it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not huge news. It's not Spielberg. The article makes it seem like Spielberg is going to have a bigger role in it than what we would think. But
It makes Spielberg saying, "Fuck you, movie theaters. Move on to the digital," and that's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
And you know what? When you can go back to your movie theater in your local market, spend some fucking money and buy some overpriced popcorn and
Just
sit
fucking
down
do it.
and go to the big cinema.
Yeah.
Do it.
yeah,
Don't forget to buy an 85-inch Samsung TV too.
All right, Martin, let's move the fuck on. Who, and it's big news this week because I saw it because of Mac and Me, because Paul Rudd was one of the last guests on Conan's leaving.
Did you like how I foreshadowed?
Yeah, that's very
Wow.
well. You planted the seed, good sir.
I
So-
feel blessed.
So Conan's leaving now. For those of you who may not know, there was all that shit with Leno and Conan, right?
Yeah.
Where
Mm.
I'm gonna
Tonight
promise you this.
Show
Yeah.
brought out the Jay Leno show beforehand as kind of a fuck
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
So, in the vein of that, who the hell could replace Conan is the question. Jimmy, we'll start with you.
Jeez, I don't know. Maybe they just have to ask Lorne Michaels again, and he'll just pick somebody.
Is that how it? He
Yeah.
picked it. He
Well,
picked
because
them.
Conan started as a writer in
Yep.
SNL in the
Yep.
80s, and then he started writing for The Simpsons. And after, who was it that left? Who did he replace? Jay?
I don't know that much.
So
take
David Letterman
cuts.
David Letterman was supposed to get the Tonight Show, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah,
they gave it
okay.
to Jay Leno
Yeah.
instead. So then he jumped ship from NBC to CBS when they created the Late Show, and that's when they had to fill David Letterman's role, and that's when they gave it to Conan.
Okay, so Lorne Michaels put Conan's name in the hat and said, "This is who you
Correct,
should
but that's also because it was all under NBC, right?
Right.
And
But it was
and
such a
as-
weird shot to take at an unknown, basically.
But that was the
unknown,
whole
like,
point.
nobody
But David Letterman was had done some stand up and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and they gave him a chance too. So,
Yeah, like when you look at
like Johnny Carson basically said, "Let's give this to David Letterman."
and when kind of tap, that's I mean, so like who gets you see Lorne Michaels
They
is
just
your
need
honest
to-
answer, or like do you think
knows. You just ask Lorne Michaels, and he'll suggest another Simpsons writer.
Just remember, Doctor Evil is based off of Lorne Michaels.
I've heard some dark shit about him. Like
Yeah.
he will play agents against he'll play the agent against the actor, the cast member, and like get in the cast member's head and fuck with them. Like
Yeah.
it's like Whiplash.
It's like
For
Whiplash.
fucking sketch
Not
comedy.
quite my tempo. Not quite my tempo.
No, why did I just hurl a chair at you?
Who would you, okay, fan pick right now? Who do you think off the top of your head could do it? You're in charge. You're Lorne Michaels.
Dan Castellaneta, the guy who voices Homer. That might be the way to go.
It's too ugly.
Harry Shearer. No, Hank Azaria. That's who I'd get.
Oh, there you go. I'd sit because he wouldn't be able to do the rights to the characters, obviously,
No.
but you know,
Hank Azaria is funny though.
Yeah, I think that'd be a solid pick.
definitely. Rob, what about you?
Okay, so I have a lot to say about this.
Ooh.
So
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
so first off, I think late night network TV shows are done.
Yeah,
and
no one's staying up late for that.
they were past their prime 5 years ago. And you've got Jimmy Fallon on the Tonight Show. You've got fucking
Kimmel.
You've got Kimmel. You've got Steve Colbert on the Late Show.
Craig Ferguson still on?
And I have no idea, but Craig Ferguson's funny.
Yeah.
With his weird fucking mugs that he drinks from and
funny
shit.
guy.
And then Conan goes to fucking Peachtree Hill,
Weird.
TBS or whatever the fuck it is. So it's like impossible to see, right? So I mean, I watch a lot of Conan clips on social media and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
that's
and
the
I
only place I
love
see it.
Conan. I love Conan O'Brien. I think he's fucking hilarious. I love Simpsons. The fact the man invented fucking Mr. Burns is fucking that is the linchpin in his awesomeness. But honestly, I mean, I don't think anyone can kind of replace him in that Conan space. But I actually hope he moves on and just does something totally cool
I
and
hear he
different
is.
out of the fucking network TV fucking fascist bullshit
I
that's
hear
there.
he's doing a show for HBO next year.
Is he?
That's what I heard.
Really?
Good. That's
That's what I
perfect.
heard.
That's interesting because
That's perfect because you know what?
Stewart's coming back too.
Yeah.
Like Bill Maher's show, way fucking better when we went to HBO.
Yeah.
John Oliver, fucking awesome on HBO. Bring
Well,
it on.
I
Let's
don't know
give
if this is going to be like a talk show, but I think
I-
he's,
it-
he's
it-
just
whatever
doing
the fuck it
something with
is.
them. Yeah.
Whatever it could be a Curb
He
Your
needs to keep
Enthusiasm
creating.
kind of fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I just think the 10:30 or whatever. Like I
That
said, I
time
guess it's
slot's
11:30
bullshit.
time
Yeah.
slot because it's all based on Eastern Standard.
Yeah.
Who the fuck watches cable anymore?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Like it's boomers. So you're basically creating a show for boomers. Fuck off.
So they can meet celebrities that they've never heard of before.
And have some like cookie cutter bullshit like 3-minute fucking interview.
Yeah.
Like I'll take a fucking 3-hour podcast. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, and like you're right. The John Olivers and the Trevor Noahs on the
Even-
streaming services work way better than waiting till 11:45 and having an ad-filled fucking 45
And
minutes.
I like Jimmy Fallon, right? But again, I
Makes
feel
one of
like
us.
he's running out of material. He was good at the beginning, and it's just
He's
it's-
gassed.
Like
It's
how
gas.
long?
It falls flat. He also looks like he's fucking exhausted. He looks like
Well,
he's
he's gonna be-
he's
gonna
looked
be
at
tired
he's looked
laughing
like
at his own jokes.
he looks like he can only hold so many fucking drumsticks in front of your mouth.
You know what? I don't think he was built for
Yeah.
the long game. I think he was better in short environments, and I think he was like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and he had a lot of gas at first, and he really had to kind of carve the show into something of his own, but I don't think he's got the stamina that...
I liked his bit his thank you notes bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's got the,
But
the
again,
bits
you,
were great,
you can't
but
do that after 5 years.
it does get tired. Martin, what's your take on this, man? Who do you think of... Oh, actually, sorry, no, before, off the top of your head, who do you think should do a replacement? Like, who could,
No one.
no one could replace Conan?
No
Just
one.
cancel late night.
Cancel all late night.
Fair
I
enough.
agree.
Fair enough.
Like, who even cares?
Martin.
I'm in the same boat as Rob. You know what? I really haven't watched any like late night talk shows since I guess since high speed internet came out, and
Arsenio Hall.
I don't. The only reason why I watched late night television was because it was something to kill time before the Showcase Late Review with Chaz Lother came on. That's the only reason why I watched late night TV.
I'm just waiting for Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah, that's all I was waiting for. Retro Diaries to come on, and then now that I don't need that,
Only beat off to the Sears catalog so many times, and Good Housekeeping,
it was JCPenney catalog, by the way.
pornographic magazine to masturbate to. Good Housekeeping. Sorry, go on,
That's a
Martin.
point.
It was JCPenney catalog.
Oh, hey man, that
That was a step up higher than the Sears catalog.
Coke, you had to bring it from the U.S. or like some weird flavor.
He's
Yeah,
got-
I don't know. I in terms of who's gonna replace him, I don't know. I don't know enough about late night television because, like I said, I really haven't watched any of it since high school days. So
Like, it can't be a celebrity. It has to be like a stand-up.
it stand up or a writer. One
Yeah.
of the two. It can't. And if it's a writer, it's got to be a writer with some serious personality.
Yeah, and I just they don't really have
Tom
that.
Segura. Tom Segura.
Ooh.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. What's
Well,
what is?
because he does.
I don't think he would want to do it though. I don't think he would want to do it. They would censor him too much.
Wouldn't do
Yeah.
And
it. He'd
that's
be like, fuck no.
Well,
Yeah, they'd censor him too much. Like no one wants to do it.
Did anybody watch Louis, where he actually auditions for the Tonight Show and he almost gets it? Like that's part of, and like it's based on one conversation where someone was like, "Yeah, they actually almost threw his hat in the ring."
Is this
for-"
before or after he masturbated
This
in
is
front of
way
people?
before the plan.
This is probably during.
No,
Guaranteed.
Yeah, guaranteed it's during.
sure, but it was on his show.
It
and
was all during.
But David Lynch was the guy who was like doing the casting for NBC,
Weird.
and it was just David Lynch being David Lynch in a scene. It was really that's what I'm thinking of it, but
David Lynch, where everything kind of is like weird, sexual,
exactly
fucking
like the whole tone
parts.
of Louis just turned to this very David Lynchian episode. But it's funny because he was like, you need to learn how to talk to the audience, and you're gonna have to be in a suit. And that's exactly what it makes me think of when Martin's like, Segura would be too, like any of the good comedians would be too censored.
Segura would only wear a denim tuxedo.
Wow. You know what? If they can tailor suits to fit Conan's weird body, they can do that for anybody.
That's true. What
Segura's
is he,
so good.
6'7", 6'8"?
He's gigantic.
Giant. He's got that giant poofy hair and shit. That quaff.
You know what?
He's so awesome. Remember when he like grew a beard for 2 years too?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I
I used to watch a lot of late night TV. So
so did I.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
I'm with you, Rob. I'm okay with it going the way of the dodo, and I just think he needs. I think he needs something that's 100% like.
he needs 100% control that isn't on some bullshit network at some shitty time.
And that's what he's doing. That's what I heard he's doing.
Boom.
That's what the podcast is.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah, but this is but the podcast is a great format. But if he can have a show on HBO that's
Yeah.
easy for streaming, is on a dedicated time slot for people that still have HBO channel, and the thing about HBO is they're basically like, all right, are you gonna make a badass, cool fucking show that's funny, maybe kind of edgy, but not overly edgy, but still really wicked? We'll let you do your fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what? It's that show that Letterman got on Netflix that Conan needs.
Weird.
My next guest is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know if he's doing talk show. Like, I think he's
Does he
just
have to-
writing something.
Does he have to have a Santa beard?
He can do
Yeah.
whatever he wants on that because he's EPing it. He's the Spielberg in this scenario.
That's
so.
right. Well, I don't know what he's doing. All I heard was that he has a new show and it'll be coming to HBO next year. So
I
I,
keep
don't know what
thinking
it
EP
is.
stands for executive penis.
Wow.
You can if you want it to be. You want to see my executive penis? That doesn't work.
No.
That just makes it sound creepy.
Now you're in Hollywood.
Now I'm in Hall.
That's how you Weinstein.
Wow.
All right. This is a fun one. We'll start with Martin. So pulled this out of the question box that's been growing. The question box is now like a question fucking semi-truck. And we'll start with Martin on what movie instantly becomes funnier when you add versus Predator to the end.
Oh God.
That's off the top of your head, man. And then we'll play with it. We'll be like, imagine if.
Sorry, say it again. What movies when you add Predator to the title?
Just add versus Predator. So like, I'll give you an example. All right.
Can I do one?
Ocean's 11 versus Predator.
Okay. You'll go with Rob first.
The Smurfs and the Magic Flute versus Predator.
Smurfs win that battle 9 times out of 10.
Well, they have
Why,
a magic
though?
because they have a
Magic
magic
flute.
flute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's in the title, Michael.
obviously.
Gargamel. Is that the name of the bad guy?
Yeah,
in-
he's
Gargamel and
Gargamel.
I wasn't a Smurfs kid.
You know, Gargamel, he sometimes wanted to eat them. Sometimes he wanted to turn them into gold. He never really set his...
How do we think this?
Plan.
Okay, so the magic flute, what does it do?
I don't know, magic?
This doesn't help my premise.
they were searching it, and they had to
Failed
go
me,
to,
Jimmy.
in the movie. They had to go to the 4 corners of the world,
Okay, but what
which
is
is
the magic?
impossible because the world is round.
What does the flute do to Predator?
I don't know, like fucks with his thermal scanners.
Like, what do the Smurfs have on Predator? Because
They're 3 apples tall,
we gotta make.
and they do not emit a heat signature.
Okay, there we go. If blue stays cool, right?
Right?
Is
Let's
that-
assume they're cold-blooded.
Yeah, let's assume blue-blooded. Right. This really is a bad movie idea.
But
Yeah.
you know what I would like to see? I would like to see
Laugh and move on.
Hang on. What do you got, Martin?
I would like to see, because now that I've thought about it, I would like to see John Wick versus the Predator. And I think they might do that down the road.
There we go.
They're both comic book movies. It could happen.
They're gonna run out of. They're gonna run out
Well,
of.
because they've done Batman versus Predator, hey, in Dark Horse. Dark Horse Comics has done that series, Batman versus Predator.
Yeah, they did that. I didn't
So-
read it. It was very fun.
I have it, yeah. I have the series
Batman versus Predator for a graphic novel.
comic book. I don't have the graphic novel, but I had the comic books when it came out. I bought them when it first came out.
So
Is
how
it
was
the
how-
Predator or Predators?
Right now, it's the Predator.
singular?
Yeah.
What was the story of that comic?
It's just Batman versus Predator comes to Gotham and kills people, and Batman's trying to fight him.
Predator comes to Gotham, not Batman finds himself
No,
On a plane?
on a like Predators with Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
There you go. There's some Adrian Brody for you.
DC versus Predators.
Ooh.
How about Debbie versus Predators?
Debbie.
Debbie does Dallas versus the Predators.
It's too much work for Debbie. The Predator and Dallas. That's.
Mean Girls versus Predator.
I was thinking that.
And they just like bully him into submission.
They burn book him into a corner.
Yeah. Tim Meadows is my favorite part of that movie.
I Pee Wee Herman versus the Predator.
Pee Wee Herman's like Bugs Bunny though. He just can't lose.
Yeah, he just carves a hole in the ground.
Right. It's over.
Off to the next animation still. Rob, you look like you're thinking about another one, but I can't tell.
The Huxbury. Oh shit! I can't remember.
Harry and the Hendersons versus Predator.
This basement's a cell phone hole.
It totally is. Oh yeah. What do you? I'm connected to the
Beethoven second versus the Predator.
Like roll. How does that even work? Who's
Charles Grodin.
Charles Grodin, but the PETA people would lose their mind if that puppy got hurt.
Shawshank
Oh, the puppy's winning.
versus the Predator.
Shawshank Redemption
I
versus the
don't,
Predator.
so imagine the Predator chasing Andy Dufresne down that football field length of shit pipe, and then you have Morgan Freeman fucking like narrating it the whole time, and the Predator.
I never thought much of the Predator. He was a tall drink of water.
He could see thermal.
I don't know how I know that.
Oh man, that was amazing. I'm so
He
glad.
swam through 11 football fields of shit.
Mr. Predator comes out and shakes his head out. Just dreadlocks full of shit flying everywhere. And Andy Dufresne's sitting off in the corner being like, what took you so long?
Oh, it's hard to get shit out of dreadlocks, isn't it?
Ziwatanejo.
Oh, what was that question, Mart?
It's hard to get shit out of dreadlocks.
I love how that was a statement, but then he went, isn't it? And it turned into a question.
It's hard to get shit out of dreadlock.
All right. Well, we got a fan question, considering we're in the question segment here. So this one's from Sean Geek, and this is based on some fact. So he asks, if Tom Cruise was actually cast as Iron Man as originally planned, who should have played off of him as Steve Rogers? Because I
Val
don't.
Kilmer.
Wow.
Whoa. What?
Great answer.
I didn't even look. That's the first thing. Val Kilmer.
Understood.
That wouldn't work because Val Kilmer has a weird elbow.
He can't be Captain America because of his weird elbow.
Why are you holding that against him?
Because it would be distracting when he held the shield.
What's wrong with his elbow?
It's
bends
really
the other way.
pointy.
Like
Watch
UFC
this-
pointy?
Watch the Salton Sea, and you'll never unsee it.
Like is it a perfect 90 degree
I don't know what it
angle?
is. It's just it's like he broke his elbow one time, and it protrudes in a weird way when he bends it. I don't know what it is.
I'm
Oh,
gonna-
I'm just thinking, bro, she's not hot, bro. Her elbows are too pointy. She's not perfect. Elbows too pointy. Not hot, bro. That's what I think when you say that.
I do love him as Mad Mardigan, though.
Mad Mardigan, yeah.
I think Val Kilmer's a great choice, but I feel like if they're really, because if they got Tom Cruise as Iron Man, they're probably going like Brad Pitt.
Yeah, like they're
Yeah.
going Lestat and Louis.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's-
Ooh, Lestat and Louis, yeah.
Which
Brad Pitt would have been good as Steve Rogers, but by the time that movie was made, he was too old.
he aged
That's
out
true.
for sure. Yeah, that's.
And I'm glad they didn't do Tom Cruise because I feel like Tom Cruise was still too old too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And it would have been like Tom Cruisey, like fucking Tony Stark. Like it just wouldn't have been as good.
It would have.
Robert Downey Jr. basically created the fucking MCU.
I think we can all agree on that.
I think
yeah?
we can
Yeah.
agree. Howard the Duck created the MCU.
Boom.
If you
But
Blade,
I mean,
I mean,
Blade.
yeah.
yeah, but I mean, I think he was such a good casting in that role
Perfect.
that I can't even imagine anybody else in it.
It's like the way they changed the comics to make Nick Fury look like Samuel L. Jackson.
hmm
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Whereas before he kind of looked like J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had like the streak in his hair and an eye patch for some reason.
Yeah, no, he looked more like drill
More
sergeant.
white.
More
Oh,
white, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And now it looks proper. But like
But he had like that classic kind of like crew cut with.
that's
like,
what I'm getting
Yeah.
at.
great-
Military-esque
yeah,
look.
Yeah.
So white.
White all day. Yeah, Val Kilmer. What were you
See,
thinking?
I was thinking it. So I'll say that, Mike. I know you're going to ask. So I was thinking like this would have been made maybe 5-10 years earlier. Because you know what I mean? Like they were both a little younger. Val Kilmer was also a little, you know what I mean? Like this would
guy
have-
would so bad.
What I was gonna
Let's use stop motion.
Fucking claymation.
It's like Army of Darkness.
No, what I was going to ask you was, what role are you thinking of that you're pulling that idea from? Like what?
Oh, Top Gun, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang,
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang
and
is,
Top Gun.
well, yeah. I mean, the very
Top Gun, yeah,
No,
was the first.
if we made Avengers in the 90s,
Topless
definitely.
volleyball.
No, that would
Come on, you can't deny the shreddedness of Val Kilmer in Top Gun. Like that dude was shred city.
He does that. Like,
Yeah.
do it.
You
It
got
will
a
make you
weird
throw
elbow
up.
when you do that, Mike.
Do I?
Mike has a weird elbow. It's too pointy.
Every single time you guys watch a Val Kilmer movie now, you're gonna be like,
Look
"Whoa!"
at that elbow! Look at that elbow!
Gotta throw out all my Val Kilmer
I'm gonna
DVDs.
find a picture of it while we're talking.
Dude, okay, so we got
What are
Val
you gonna
Kilmer.
Google?
We got Val Kilmer on the wall. Jimmy, do you have something at all here?
No, I like honestly, if they're going Tom Cruise, they're going Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
It just would be what they do.
90s heartthrob, 90s heartthrob.
Easy.
Because then no one's competing for attention on the screen.
No, that's true. That's an easy choice for them.
Yeah, 100%. Rob, do you have anything to add to Val Kilmer? Because
See, it's a thing, guys.
What's the
it's
thing?
a thing.
It's like is it on
oh
Reddit?
my god, that's the weirdest elbow.
That's the strangest thing.
I'm not gonna look it up. It's gonna be like Megan Fox's toe thumbs. I can't. I don't want to ruin my fantasy. Don't ruin the fantasy for me.
Looks like it's broken.
So he broke his arm while filming The Doors, and it was like an abnormal growth when it healed.
Weird.
Oh. You know what, Rob? That's Captain America's elbow right there.
That's America's elbow.
It was a side effect from the super serum.
You get pointy elbows.
Maybe John Hamm
That's an interesting choice.
For who?
for Steve Rogers.
Uh,
I think he could.
was he shredded enough?
No, he's not shredded enough.
Exactly.
Reddit and Mad Men.
He's too hairy.
He's too dad bod.
He's too dark. I don't know, like too brunette.
Yeah, Captain America's got to be a little blonde.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
you're-
feel like
okay.
I feel like Captain
And
America.
even dyeing dyeing the hair would look funny because
Ye-
when they dyed Daniel Craig's hair and
Like Chris
Logan
Evans, they
Lucky.
still had to dye his hair and like cover all of his tattoos.
turn your mic a little bit. You just,
Like, sorry, they had to dye his hair and cover all of his tattoos
Yeah.
to give him that kind of
yeah, and give him that treatment.
the perfect clean cut American boy.
He actually got all of his tattoos lasered off for that movie. He did the opposite Shia.
Give me the Shia, but that way.
Opposite. Just burn them up.
Chris Evans has a ton of fucking.
I didn't know that.
Like tons of tats.
Yeah,
Like tons.
really?
Tons. Google
Weird.
it.
I kind of want to.
Chris Evans' weird elbow.
I'm like blowing your mind today. It's like Val Kilmer's weird elbow and fucking Chris Evans.
What do you notice that's imperfect about me that you talk about all the time?
You're not a celebrity yet. Just wait. You fucked.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be that fucked. Yeah, I have no challenge. I agree with that. I was gonna play this as like if we had one, we would kind of chew it out and see which. But like, Val Kilmer totally plays Iceman, Maverick. That is
That's a good
recognizable.
cast.
Being younger, so give Martin 2 points for that. We should really just keep track of the points as well as
Here.
the winner of the.
That's what I'm doing.
Let's see this. Wow, he does have like
Weird
4 or 5
elbow.
tattoos. Yeah, no, they really did have to airbrush him out.
He has a huge chest piece.
Yeah, it's like a huge falcon.
Why the fuck would he have that? Do you remember that picture came out of Ben Affleck and he had the giant back tattoo of a dragon?
What?
Yeah, you've never seen Ben Affleck's giant tattoo? It's
It's a
fucking
huge back
it's,
tattoo.
It's easily from the back of his pants
It's like
to
a
his,
phoenix rising.
I think it is.
Do you know he has a degree in Middle East studies?
That's
From
how he got
Harvard?
the role. In Argo?
What do you know the Middle East?
He went to school for Argo.
That makes sense,
Well,
right?
that's part of the reason why he was intrigued by it because
Oh,
he
okay.
knows a lot about that.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Argo.
Argo who?
Argo, fuck yourself.
There you go.
I remember that.
God damn it.
Well, we're closing in on the end of this thing here, and there was one more request, and I think because it went so well the last time me, Martin, and Rob and Mark did this, I asked for it again.
It's impression day.
Are we
It's
doing
impression
the
day.
impressions?
We're doing the impressions.
Who are we doing impressions of?
Well, we have a choice.
Are we doing Sean Connery?
Well, Sean's one of them, but Sean Connery reading Gandalf lines.
I want to do Sean Connery from The Rock.
Well, you're gonna have a choice here. You want to do Sean?
You can do either one.
Losers.
That's exactly what I was gonna do.
All right.
German. Try reading books instead of burning them.
Okay, so let's do because Sean Connery was supposed to be originally cast as Gandalf,
Right.
and someone asked for us to do Gandalf as Sean Connery, so we could do that, or we could do our best Christopher Walken. I'm voting for Walken.
Yeah, I think I could. Do
I'm
it.
voting for Walken as well.
Walken. Okay, so the request was to do a line from a movie that we're not going to mention because it's full of racial slurs, and we don't play that shit here. So we're going to move past
Is that True Romance?
It's multiple Christopher Walken movies actually. Once you do some
From Joe
research,
Dirt.
so we're not going to do that one. Sorry, James. We're gonna do more than cowbell, but we're going to do less than a fucking monologue. So everybody, go to your phones, look up.
I want to do. I already have mine prepared.
Okay.
Can I do a Christopher Walken line that could have been?
Sure.
Yeah.
You just have to do you have to do the thing.
Dive in.
You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon? It did the Kessel Run in 13 parsecs.
That could have been.
He was almost Han Solo.
Wow.
Really?
It came down to, it was like him and fucking
What
Harrison.
were they thinking? You're
Yeah.
really blowing my mind today.
Wasn't it Richard Dreyfuss too? Richard Dreyfuss was almost.
He was one of the top picks, Christopher Walken.
Wow.
It goes to show you that just because you are good at being weird doesn't mean that you can do it in every role.
Harrison Ford was the favorite right from the get-go.
Except
He just ended up being the right choice.
Yeah, but he was a carpenter though. They found him on set. Didn't they
No,
have to?
he had done movies before that. He was in American Graffiti.
Yeah, but
Right.
was a carpenter on. Yeah, that's what it was. He was a carpenter on American Graffiti, and that's when they brought him on.
Correct.
Mhm.
That carpenter.
Correct. And he had some bit roles in some other movies prior to that, but he was working in Hollywood doing that kind of thing. Well, he wanted to be an actor. It just sometimes you're working on the sidelines until it comes, sometimes you got to be the grip, and then you become the actor.
And then you become the best boy.
Gaffer.
Gaffer! Okay, who's next?
Martin's next. So we had the almost Han Solo. Now we have Martin with, what did you pick?
Mine was terrible.
This is my impression of Christopher Walken reading a nursery rhyme to his grandchildren.
I think this is what he's gonna run with because he did this with Michael Caine before. I love this. Go ahead.
Okay.
Little Miss Muffet, I gotta tell you, she sat in a tuffet, eating her cousin whey. There came a big spider who sat down beside her and frightened that poor Miss Muffet away.
When you hit way there, that was perfect.
That was great. I like it. I like it. I
You
like
hit
it.
it on the
You
way.
hit it on the way.
Before we carry on, I can you always do nursery rhymes, please?
I will always pick a different nursery rhyme for whatever impression we're doing.
That has got to be a running gag. It's going to be a bit now. So before we continue on, I have heard that the way to do it is really easy because you turn every word into like 2 or 3 syllables, but it's just knowing on what part of the word to accentuate it, which is where it can go horribly wrong or go right.
Or it could be gold.
It can be gold. Wow.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Like, no, I'm going to wait. Jimmy, do you want to go next or do you want me to go
No,
next?
you've been hyping you up.
Oh,
Sorry, I just wanted to say, guys, that was unrehearsed. That was an unrehearsed Christopher Walken impression.
we're all cold off the bench here, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't pause the show at all and then come ready.
Go ahead, Michael. Floor's on you.
Okay, so I'm just going to read one of his actual quotes that he said, like a Christopher Walken-ism. I love spaghetti. I like to cook spaghetti. And I used to eat it every day. I weighed 30 pounds more than I do now. You can't do that.
What movie was that from?
No, that's just one of his own.
I-
That's what
I-
Christopher Walken said in
Oh,
it.
Christopher Walken just said that in an interview?
That was. I felt like it needed more cowbell.
Wow, it needs more cowbell. It's like
I got a
when I come
fever.
in here and I see what you're doing, I don't know what's going on anymore. So really, it's like when your hair is like not like your haircut and then in between the next haircut. That's what I feel that impression is. It's like the shittiest version of it.
Where the sides are a little too long.
Yeah. Like it's like I can do certain words, but not all of them at the same time.
That's not bad.
It's getting better the more I talk like it,
No, you lost.
but
it.
now I'm losing it. So I'm going to let it go to Jimmy.
Oh no.
All right, next.
Okay, so for the finale, I'll be doing a short bit from when Christopher Walken was on The Simpsons reading A Cow Jumps Over the Moon.
We got 2 nursery rhymes. I dig it.
Wow.
It'll be very, very quick. The cow jumps over the moon. Hey, you in the red, scooch closer. And that's what I have today.
You got the bass.
Oh, well.
Can you do Christopher Walken as Quagmire, and when he walks in on the cheerleader tied up, and he goes, "Dear diary, jackpot."
Dear diary, jackpot.
That's pretty good.
That's very. You know what? I think if I was
Fred's house.
if I was to cast a vote, I would vote for Jimmy. Rob, who would you vote for?
I mean,
You know what? Jimmy's was very good. I really, really did like Martin's off the cuff.
he just hit the way.
I would have appreciated more cowbell and more Star Wars, but I'm gonna have to go Jimmy.
I will.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you go next because it can be rigged if we let you go.
I feel like the impression you did though is like a continually rehearsed like dinner party
I've said
trick
that multiple
you
times.
do. Like it was almost too good.
I've said that multiple times. Yes.
So my vote now goes to Martin.
I vote for Mike.
This is why we do it behind the scenes, so you can't see. It somehow gets fucked up. I want to give half a point to both Martin and Jimmy because Martin's way was perfect. Like it scooped and came in and out. Like just the you're like, oh.
And he also knows nursery rhymes really well. Like,
Yeah, he does.
You know, props to that shit.
Yeah. No.
That was
so.
You don't have kids or anything, you know.
But it
I just like to read them sometimes when I'm as an adult.
When I want to feel feelings, I read the nursery.
Oh shit. So yeah, and then Jimmy just like Martin still sounded like Martin, but it was more Walken where you had the
Yeah, I
the
tried.
New York, the low New York
Queen's accent, baby.
Queens baby. So all right. Well, you guys can vote for whoever you think because there's a comment section on every one of these fucking podcasts.
So mine was the worst,
I'm right next to you, buddy. I'm not.
but my quote was awesome.
Yeah, because
The quote was dope.
exactly. That's half a point for knowledge. Knowledge bomb, half a point. I don't even know how many points there are. I feel like Drew
I have
Carey.
them all.
Well, are we at the end of the show?
We're approaching the end of the show.
Okay,
So do you want to tally them up?
The points for today: Martin won with 3, Rob with 1.5, Mike with 1, and Jimmy with 1.
Ooh.
I also just want to say something. That Quagmire comment that I made, I was thinking about that scene. Man, that scene has not aged well from Family Guy.
Family Guy
stuff-
in
yeah.
total has
Yeah.
not aged well.
Yeah.
No.
to the microscope. Nothing passes the.
No.
Nope. But everything to do with Roger and American Dad is still good.
I haven't watched American
I
Dad
never.
in a while.
I have done a little Family Guy because we all know my animation issues, and I think it's.
You've never
genius
watched
writing,
American Dad?
though. No, because
I love the
didn't-
fact that his boss is Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Amazing. How did they get him to keep doing
Because
this?
Seth MacFarlane literally called Patrick Stewart and said, "Hey, I want to write this character for you on the show, but only put the character in if you do the voice." And Patrick Stewart was like, "Sure."
Didn't even ask.
I think one of the most beautiful things to watch
Like it's amazing. Like Patrick Stewart's awesome.
is
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart and
Ian.
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen. Thank you, Magneto.
Gandalf, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, yeah, but their first interaction was Magneto. So
For sure.
Excellent.
However, if I'm going to refer to Sir Ian McKellen by anybody, it
It's
is
Gandalf.
fucking Gandalf.
yeah, totally. But their relationship is one of the sweetest fucking things. Like those
Oh yeah,
two
they're
guys,
besties, man.
They're
The best bromance in history.
it's the best
Yeah.
romance in history by far.
Yeah.
It's what was it? Was it you who shot us the photo of like Wolverine with both of them, and then Wolverine with the younger version? So it was like
Yeah.
just this.
Of course, it was me.
That's a great fucking meme. You're the meme machine.
That's because I like. That's basically my whole Facebook feed is just like memes.
That's a perfect
It's
fucking feed.
it's me. I've basically curated it, and the algorithm just pumps out stupid, funny videos and UFO shit.
I want your feed. I want your algorithm.
Yeah, mine's
Oh,
always
and
true
lots of
crime.
Graham Hancock. And if you don't know who Graham Hancock is, check out his books. He's fucking dope.
Yeah, he is. He's been on Joe Rogan before. He's a really smart dude. Who's the English late night show? Graham Norton. Watching Graham Norton.
Oh,
videos.
Graham Norton's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
He comes on my Facebook feed lots too.
Yeah.
Like the Andy
His
Serkis
that's the
Gorilla
best
Walk.
late night show. If we could take that show and transplant that into America,
Agreed.
Celebrities
holy
actually
fuck.
have fun.
They
on
get
that
to
Well,
show.
they get
drunk.
fucking drunk,
Yeah.
and they have like 4 or 5 of them on there, and it's basically the whole show is him just having awesome interviews with them. It's
You
great
see
interaction.
the Ewan McGregor lightsaber one.
No, but I want
That
to.
he actually shows like his lightsaber skills on the set, and
Oh,
Yes, I have.
I thought that was the name of his penis.
Oh, we'll see the lightsaber.
and for some reason Chris O'Dowd is there. It's just a weird episode.
They have a weird
They
combination.
never line it like they'll be like half the Avengers cast and then Dame Judi Dench. You're just like, what? Like none of you have done anything together. The fuck are you doing on the same? And like Judi Dench is just laughing like an old lady, and everybody else is telling war stories about on set, and she's just poor old Judy left by herself.
What a dame.
What a dame.
She is a dame.
I really, 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 really want to see A Quiet Place 2 in the theater, and I don't think it's gonna happen.
You think it's
I
gonna
don't
get
think so either.
Do you guys think it's gonna get louder?
Get
A
out.
little bit louder now.
Get the fuck out.
I'm just waiting to see if they're gonna turn it up. Still quiet. And
In the comment section, you can vote whether that was a good joke from Mike or not.
I think I just may have made your Christopher Walken impression look that much better.
Vote whether or not you want Mike to get out.
Yeah, seriously, no, everybody. Like, there's comment sections on every single one of our episodes. So if you trip over one and you're like, what the fuck were these guys thinking? Or like, I think this, go right to the bottom. There's happy faces. There's places to send us shit. We can all engage with you. I can put every single one of these guys on it. So if you want to like call Jimmy out for something, it'll be Jimmy you're talking to.
Well, obviously,
I
you're
like
gonna call.
Spider-Man 3. It's not a big deal.
Nobody likes Spider-Man 3.
It's okay.
Even Toby's like, what the fuck?
You know who else likes Spider-Man 3, Jimmy? Serial killers. That's who.
It's the stepping stone. It's that then animals.
Yeah.
I heard serial killers are really good at selling urns.
I would argue I'm not that good at it.
You should see how many urns I still have.
I have a collection of urns.
For the record, it's mostly just taking orders. Like a funeral home will call and they'll say, I need this. And I'll be like, okay.
He's the
You guys sell combo packs there, Jimmy? Like, can I get like this thing and that thing and supersize that casket?
Super size.
yeah. Like, do I get a bulk deal if I do urn and casket? Not that you like if you use
And
one, you're not using.
can
the
I get
other?
a free upgrade to like velour on the inside?
You know what's funny? The insides of the casket are mostly just like satin.
Hmm.
Nothing too fancy.
Isn't satin like fancy?
I guess so, but it's not as comfortable as you'd think it would be.
Is
does
it
that
dressed
matter?
up?
I don't know. I guess it doesn't really need to matter when you're dead.
Is it about for looks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about aesthetics, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get a
'cause-
casket. They're overly expensive for no reason. Get an urn. Or Viking funeral.
Where do
whatever.
you work, Jimmy? Don't shop here.
Well, you're gonna die. All I'm saying is don't put money into a
Yeah.
casket. That's so much.
I
money.
like that solution where they put you in like that pod and then they plant you under a tree.
That's from 6 Feet Under. I very much think that's a,
we do have those.
though. That's okay. Where do you know where you can do that in Manitoba, or do you have to like?
Well, basically, you'll have to get called the White Nature, and it's just biodegradable.
Okay.
So if you put tree seeds into your ashes, it'll do that.
But I want somebody to dig a hole in my backyard or a park, throw my body in there with a bunch of like an acorn and shit, and then just bury me. Can we do that?
We can talk after the show about a bunch of other problems you have.
Is that legal, or is there a bylaw against that?
If you got the paperwork, I think you could probably. No.
If I get the correct stamp.
You got a pet cemetery.
Yeah, that's the red stamp.
Okay.
Well,
I don't want to come back.
it's not like I'm making a second appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning into another shit show of a production here at Reel Debaters headquarters. If this is your first time, we suggest go backwards. There's a really great story in the first 100 episodes, and you get to learn who we are as people and the dumb shit we like, and you can learn when Rob came on and when Jimmy came on and what me and Martin have been fucking around with since the
Skip
beginning.
episodes 1 through 5.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. 1 through 5 is a good skip, but 5 and up when we were like,
We like movies.
yeah,
Whatever the zombie episode is a great one. Whatever that first one is.
yeah. You don't have to do all of them, like you said, but like,
Do all of them.
but do all of them. Do the other ones first, then do those, like,
Yeah.
and then laugh at us. That would
Do
be
the
fun.
do.
Do the do. So all of this can be found in a lot of different ways, but the easiest way to do it is to go to thereeldebaters.ca. That's where you can find us on social media. That's where you can read bios. That's where you can
Buy skateboards.
Buy skateboards. You can shop. You can laugh. You can read. You can listen.
There's a picture of me pretending to poop in a toilet.
And it's the same photo I use over. It's paid so many dividends, man. That photo, because no matter what you put behind it, it just makes it funnier.
I
So
know.
because it looks like you're pooping on everybody.
I sold that toilet seat to a man for $5.
Wow.
Yeah, you want to run ladies and gentlemen, if you do need consulting on garage sales when you're allowed to have them,
Or yard sales,
And or
depending
yard
on
sales.
depending on which region you
Economic
are.
class.
yeah, send an email to reeldebaters@gmail.com, addressed to Rob, and we'll make sure that you get a decent rate, and he'll consult on making your garage/yard sale
Yeah.
fucking success.
A success.
Yeah, no, he's I'm not-
Financially.
this is not a joke. This is like a fucking tool in his toolbox. But back to shameless promotion. Reel Debaters is how you follow us online. Twitter and Instagram. All the spelling is REEL. Thereeldebaters@gmail.com is the email address if you want to talk to us about anything. Martin, I know we talked last time. Has shit changed at all? Because, I mean, by the time this...
Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
At this point, because this will be a future episode, so at this point people will be like, we know, but what's going on? Just so that...
I'll be July 13th. I'll be at Jaegers in Kitsilano doing some stand-up comedy. First show back since November. Come see me. I think the show's at 7 o'clock or 7:30.
Get it, Martin.
So,
Yeah.
Martin, send us all the details, and we'll throw that on.
Is
on the
that
social media.
Pacific Standard Time?
Pacific Standard Time. Yes. Sorry. You have to be in Vancouver to watch it.
I know Jimmy's working on getting a show going with our friends at Torque Beer. Raj asked me if I knew a comedian, so Jimmy's...
And
Jimmy Skinner. Jimmy, can I be on the Christmas show?
You should get paid in beer.
Oh, I think I need to be paid in money.
But I thought you said the urn selling was going well.
No, I said it's not going well.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I don't even know when the date is for that show, so it'll probably pass by the time this
Soon
drops.
enough.
But whatever. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's starting to do things. We can start celebrating some stuff. Maybe, just maybe, we'll be back at the Park Theater by the end of the fall.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
That'd be cool.
And we can do another live thing, and then maybe we can figure out how to do a live thing with other local venues and shit when stuff starts opening and it's safe to breathe the same air. But until then, if you want to know more, thereeldebaters.ca is where it is. Everybody here, thanks you. We've got nothing else for you. I have been Brad Pitt to Iron Man's Tom Cruise. Rob,
I've been Val Kilmer's weird elbow.
Jimmy,
What if Adrian Brody was Spider-Man?
Martin,
I have been Christopher Walken reading to his grandkids.
and that's another fucking show, ladies and gentlemen. Watch all the movies. We're fucking gone.